Welcome back to Handy Mandarin. Discover the fastest and easiest way to create your own expressions in Chinese freely. Let's continue Chinese grammar and logic class. We hope to hear your opinion to bring more content to our channel. 你好，我是 Leslie. Welcome back. Today we will do the last part of Chapter 2.In the previous classes, we already know how to introduce ourselves about our name, nationality, job, and our hobby, or let people know our skills. Like this part, I think you're already familiar with all the expressions. So today, we will learn how to ask this information of others. This is also necessary for you to get to know the new friend, right?So usually we need to know their name, where they're from, where do they work, what kind of special skill do they have, or what do they like to do. This information. So all this we should know how to make the questions. But you should notice all these questions has the question word in English. Seems that I didn't mention this to you, right? So this is our task today. So you see, our mission today is to learn the third type of Chinese questions. So the third type. You should remember we already mentioned the first and the second type of questions in Chinese. First one is yes/no question. So that's we put the ma at the end of the statement. And the statement can be positive or negative.They are statement. And you should remember the statement including the adjective of the comment or introduce somebody do somewhere or at somewhere do something, right? So this is some basic structure of our statement. And also the type of question is different target question. So we usually need the first part of target 1 statement as well, and then we can say talk about the part target 2, put the ne after it. Remember, for example, 我是中国人，你呢? So our topic is nationality, and first I talk about myself, and then I ask you.Today, we will learn the biggest part of the questions. What's the biggest? It means that we call it the question word question. It means we should use like what, where, which, how much, how about, when, how to do. So all these question words are included in this type. So according to the content of this chapter,we should learn the first 3 question words in this part, but through these 3 words you can understand the basic structures of this type. So how can we put the question words into the statement to change into the question? So first, we should know the Chinese meaning of these 3 words. What?什么 Where 哪里 Which 哪个 So now we have 3 question words in our hand. Now let's put them into a question. The structure of the question, in Chinese, So I give you this model, the answer part in the statement, and the question word. You see? How can we change each other? So first, I gave you the statement. Let's just look at English sentence first. So you know my name is Leslie, I work at Mars China, I like the chicken burger.And English sentence, the question is here. So you can see the English question always put the question word at the beginning. But how about Chinese question? The question in Chinese. So we figure out the answer part in the statement first. Let's just get the answer first. The answer of the statement of answer first. 我叫 Leslie， 我在 Mass China 工作，我喜欢汉堡。So 我喜欢鸡肉汉堡。So if I want to ask you, what is your name, where do you work, and which burger do you like? Look at the question in Chinese here. These three. We use what, because what is here. I need to use the question word here, 什么. Then the question in Chinese seems 什么 at the end. Why? And the second one say, 我在 Mass China 工作. So, where do you work? I should use 哪里, where. But look at the question in Chinese. 哪里 is also not at the beginning. And the third one, same, 哪个, between the words. So first, we got the sense that Chinese question don't just all the question words never, not never, but sometimes, usually seems not at the beginning, right? Just according to these three examples. So what's the rule of making the question in Chinese? But some people also notice seems that these two sentences has the same structure. So the question has the exact same structure as the statement, as the answer. Did you notice? So here 我叫 and 我叫 also at the beginning, then Leslie at the end, and 什么 at the end as well, right? So it's very interesting that we have this structure. Let's check the second one. Same. 我在 here, and 你在, right? And Mass China. So 哪里? And 工作 here, still at their own the same position. So I think that people already get the first impression. Seems Chinese people like the statement order very much. They don't want to. They didn't change the order when they make the question. You're right. So we call it statement order question. So think about the yes/no question. We also didn't change. We didn't change the order of the statement. Just put ma at the end of the statement, and also the ne just also stay at the end. Here, again. Now let's get to the general rules of how to make a question in Chinese correctly. Let me stress this word, because I met lots of people, they studied in other schools before. When they came to me, I asked them to show me some language, some skill, like introduce themselves and ask some questions. I realized lots of people cannot make the question correctly. Correctly means the order. Yes, usually you will see, maybe some people say, but Chinese people still understand me. It is because in our culture, we don't like to embarrass people, even they make mistake. Sometimes my students, they say, why Chinese people don't correct my mistake? If they are my friend, they should do it. But also we felt this is our respect to others. Don't make them get embarrassed in the public, even just in front of me. So that's why they don't, in front of them, of the friends. So that's why usually Chinese people don't tell the problem or the some weakness directly if they noticed you had those. But in our class, we should stress this point. So if you make the question, you should know how to make correctly, because it also helps you understand the Chinese people's speaking. If you don't know the correct order later when the sentence becomes longer, usually you cannot make people understand what you want to say. So let's start from the first step. So I give you the procedure to make question in Chinese correctly, even we call perfectly. If you have all the vocabularies and use the correct rules, then you really can manage all kinds of questions. So first, if you want to make a question, make an answer sentence in Chinese first, correctly. So if you can manage the statement well and remember all our rules or the structure of the statement, you can manage them easily, right? So like subject, verb, object, or at some place, where do you put the place word? So all this knowledge based on your understanding of the structure, the sentence structure before. The answer sentence, usually it be the positive or negative statement, right? The statement, it could be the introducing some affairs, or explain some affairs, or introduce something, somebody, or give the comment about something, or tell people somebody at some place do something. So all this, we can do positive and negative statement in Chinese. So this is the first step. So if we can get this perfect answer statement, the question is easy. Then second, figure out the answer part in the statement. Answer part. Let's stress, answer part means that the precise answer part, not some phrase together. I will show you this idea in the example. Last one, get the proper question word. So we need to find the proper question word to replace the answer part. Key point, don't touch any other words in the statement. Other words means except the answer part, all the rest words. Don't touch their position. To help you understand these 3 steps, I show you the example. So first, if I want to make question, what kind of tea do they have? So this, I need answer it first. For example, I will say, they have Chinese tea. So easy. This is easy sentence for you now, right? You say, 他们有中国茶. This is the first step. Secondly, we need to find the proper question. So English, we use what? Same Chinese, what? So 什么? This is our answer, right? Then the third step, get the proper question to replace, please, replace it. And don't touch the other words. So 什么, we replace 中国, and the other words still at their own position in the statement. 他们有什么茶? Do you understand? So you see, usually making a question for the learner in new language is quite challenging, honestly. When I study English, I also need to adjust my brain. But usually people can manage a statement easily. So I suggest you, when you got lost in making question, answer the question first. Later, just find the proper words to fill in or to replace the answer part. Then you can get it. So look at the second example. Which burger is your favorite? I will answer, 我喜欢鸡肉汉堡. So 鸡肉 is my answer. I only like the chicken. I don't like the beef. So which, English is which, right? 哪个? Then the question is, 你喜欢哪个汉堡? So now my explanation sounds quite easy, but for you, I'm very sure not easy at this moment because you need to adjust your thinking. That the usual way, right? So that's why we need to follow these 3 steps. Don't worry, finally you can manage all very, very well, and you can directly make the question perfectly. So don't worry. So of course that we need more practice. Let's check this practice. So all these questions has these 3 question words. Before you make the questions, please answer them. Then follow our steps, figure out the answer part in the statement, then use the question word to replace. Let me make clear now, because we want to you focus on practicing this skill or practice this understanding. We only use the present tense. Maybe some English sentence looks very strange because it should be the past tense or future tense. It should be more reasonable, but just help you to focus on this practice. We only use the present tense. Okay, so please just do this exercise yourself first. Later, we check together. For more content just like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you are the first to be notified when here a new video is released.